All right, I just got to tell you, I didn't choose Truist Bank. Truist Bank chose me, so to speak. I was a satisfied customer at SunTrust until I wasn't. And I left SunTrust and just decided to go joint account with my father at BB&T since I was already handling all of his banking anyway. And less than a month after I closed my accounts at SunTrust and joined over at BB&T, SunTrust and BB&T were purchased and became Truist. It's been okay. It's been nothing great, nothing horrible. But let me just tell you how damn horrible it's becoming. So, at the end of last year, upon the advice of my financial advisor that I trust greatly, I upped the monthly draft to pay the mortgage in order to have it paid off this year. And that should have been paid off this month. But the statement came, March 22nd statement came, and the balance was a little more than what we were drafting. So, sorry, I gotta let this lady know I'm turning here. Okay. So I assumed that the next payment that would be auto drafted would probably actually be more than enough if they took the whole amount, or they would just take the amount owed, or take the whole amount and refund the difference. They did not do that. What did they do? They canceled the auto draft. So no payment was made last month. I called, they sent me a letter in the mail saying that the auto draft had been canceled, gave me a number to call if I didn't do that. So I called that number. The person on the phone couldn't help me. They couldn't tell me anything other than I needed some sort of code or some sort of payoff coupon or something. And then, so that was uneventful, unhelpful. So I thought, well, let's just wait and see what happens. I asked her to send me what I needed to pay the house off in the mail. I don't want you giving me some code over the phone. I don't want to really do any of this over the phone because who knows if I'm being scammed or not. And for all you know, I could be trying to scam you. So, this month, I got a bill for the mortgage payment due May 15th. And still haven't gotten anything else. Haven't gotten any kind of here's how you pay it off stuff, which is really pissing me off. So I go to the bank today. I wait till today because I wanted to make sure I had everything I needed. I went in with a blank check. I went in with my durable power of attorney papers and all of that stuff, and the statement from March and April, the letter saying that the payoff was canceled, and the bill that I got to pay May. And so, as I've learned, I always have to start the conversation with, I am my father's caregiver and his durable power of attorney. I'm his VA fiduciary. I'm his VA caregiver. I'm everything. If he has to have some sort of representative to do it, it's me. That's not just me saying it. I have all the documentation saying it as well. So she pulls that up. I said, you have the papers on file, the durable power of attorney papers. I said, they've actually been submitted more than once, but for some reason they always seem to not be submitted. So I brought them with me just in case. And she said, oh no, we have them here. She found it on the computer. And she said, but all you're entitled to deal with is the checking and savings. Now, do you mean the checking that my name is on the account? because that would kind of be a big duh. Of course I can do something. My name's on the account. But his name's on the mortgage, not mine. But I'm his durable power of attorney. And I'm just trying to pay off the fucking house. God damn. They don't want you to pay it off, I'm sure. And they're probably, if they're racking up interest, then I'm going to have to get a lawyer or something. I don't know what the fuck I got to do. I may have to get a damn lawyer anyway if they say I can't do this. I told him, I said, look, you can look at the date on that durable power of attorney paper. It literally was written and submitted less than 3 months before he had a massive stroke in 2015 and can't do any of that stuff for himself. That's why I'm doing this. This isn't, it's not rocket science, okay? Pretend I'm him and let's just pay the fucking house off. I don't get it. And I'm really trying to not be critical of the person that was helping me today. The girl who's helped me in the past, the woman who's helped me in the past, has been very professional, very helpful, very nice, very courteous. This woman didn't seem to be enjoying the fact that I was asking for her help. With her big black coat, literally indoors with a big black coat, her jet black hair and her jet black fingernail polish, hunched over and on her computer like that's all she does on the weekends too. And it was so hard. I really wanted to, and I probably should have, because I do have the right to ask for her manager. But if I have to go back, I'm not going to deal with her. I'm going to ask for a manager. And if I have to go somewhere to get a regional manager instead of a branch manager, then that's what I'm going to have to do. Because this is ridiculous. I'm not trying to get a loan. I'm not trying to finance anything. I'm just trying to pay off the damn house. Now I'm at the grocery store. All right, let's see how long the phone stays up there this time. I've got an update. But Chris, you were only in the grocery store. Yeah, they called bank while I was in the grocery store. I need to call and make a payment over the phone. And I don't know if the lady on that called me from the bank, the one who I just sat at her desk, if she misunderstood or if I'm going to have a fight on my hands. But they implied that there was a missed payment. Yeah, because you canceled the payment. My God, bank, take that. What bank in the world does not want to take your money? Take the money. Anyway, so I guess that's what I'll do when I get home after I put the groceries away and hang up my laundry that's in the washing machine. I might not get any exercise done today before I have to go back to get Walt. And I guess that's okay. Uh-oh. I think I hear my phone about to fall. We'll find out here in a minute. I gotta have quick hands. I really would like to stop at Zaxby's and get some food. I am starving, but I'll wait and eat something bad for me at home. And I don't like the way this is looking. Like there might be something going on up here that people are stopping and turning around, and hope it's not a big traffic issue. Anyway, so the continuing saga of paying off the house continues. It really shouldn't have been a big deal, I wouldn't think. But at this point, it is what it is. Man, that's frustrating. They could have just left it alone. When I paid off this truck, I had the payment auto drafted. I don't remember if I had the auto draft set higher than what the actual payment was or not. I really don't remember. I had put a big down payment and then later had a big payment in the middle of making the monthly payments. I made another large payment. And then when it came down to the end of the loan, They just took the same amount on the last payment, and then within, I don't know, it was no time at all. It was real quick. I had a check in the mail for the balance of what they took that I didn't know, and that was it. They sent the deed, or whatever you call it, the title, yeah, and that was the end of it. And I don't see why the house would be any different, except it's a different bank, and apparently one likes to do things more complicated than the other. Every 6 weeks, give or take, I buy groceries with my father's VA money. I figure he eats, obviously not as much as I do, but a lot of what I buy is for everyone, including him. There are some things I buy just for him, but yeah. I think that's more than fair that once every 6 weeks his money buys the groceries. Today was that day. And because of the way the VA makes me handle his money, the only way to pay for it is to write a check. When's the last time you were at the grocery store and someone in front of you wrote a check? I understand nobody wants to wait any longer than they have to in line for anything, much less paying for groceries, which is not fun to do, much less doing it after standing in line. But it is what it is. And so I do everything I can to have everything on that check filled out before I get the final total of the bill. So I have my signature, I have the Publix in the payee line, I have the date written, I have groceries on the memo line, and I have my phone number written on there up top. I'm sorry, driver's license number, because it's not on the VA checks. It just says Christopher S. Davis, custodian, underneath my father's name. So, yeah, I do that. I have, not today, but I have on occasion been behind someone who stands there watching the cashier ring up all their food, gets told the total, and then opens their purse and pulls out their checkbook and pulls out their driver's license and pulls out a pen, or borrows a pen because they can't find one in their purse, and then proceeds to write this check. And I thought, that's just inconsiderate. Is that inconsiderate? Shouldn't you have as much of that done ahead of time? I have my driver's license out, and I've already written it on there, but I know they're going to want to verify it and see it, and that's cool. Get it out. Don't make people behind you wait because you don't have any foresight. Anyway, that's just me. Now, let me tell you another thing I did that happened this morning. And I didn't tell you earlier, kind of because I forgot, but also, it's a little embarrassing. I can admit I'm a little embarrassed by this. So, a few weeks ago, I don't remember exactly when, but we were on the way home from the doctor in Spartanburg. It's a 45-minute to an hour drive home, and we probably weren't even 10 minutes away from the hospital, heading home. And the phone rang, and it was the VA. So I felt like I had to answer it, but I was in downtown Spartanburg with not a good place to pull over or stop, and so I answered the phone while I was driving. It was the VA Caregiver Support Program to schedule an in-home appointment. They do this once a year, so they say, but for some reason this is only the second one that I can recall. Maybe there was another one in there. Anyway, the Caregiver Support Program has not been around for a very long time, so maybe it is yearly and this is just time. But so I tend to keep a little notepad and a pen readily accessible, and I scribbled some stuff down of when this appointment was scheduled, the person's name, the date, the time, and probably just, I don't know, VA CG, Veterans Affairs Caregivers, and went on about my way. So I knew at the beginning of the month, when I started looking at May calendar, that I was supposed to have an appointment in there for an in-home visit, and I did not have anything written down on my phone, which surprised me because normally I put everything on there ASAP so I don't lose track of it and don't forget an appointment. I did also find out when I looked at May that I have an eye appointment that I forgot about in a few weeks. But anyway, so I knew I needed to look into it. I really wasn't sure how, because this person that I was speaking to that day, I had not spoken to before. And I don't know if I even wrote down her name when she called. I probably did. I think I wrote down just Andrea. And I didn't know how I was going to figure out when this appointment was supposed to be. But I also wasn't very worried, because with VA appointments, they bombard you with reminders, emails and texts. Not usually calls, just emails and texts. And I mean, like, if I had an appointment at 11 a.m., I would get an email and a text at like 1 a.m. and then another one at 8 a.m. So when I wake up, I have 4 reminders on my phone about this appointment. So today I got up and I was getting ready. I was up for a little bit before the phone rang. And it was Andrea, the VA caregiver support person, to remind me about the in-home visit today. And I said, oh, that's a problem. So it wasn't, I mean, the problem was I forgot, I guess, about when it was, as far as day and time. But also, it was a problem because my father's at dialysis. So you can come to the house anytime you like around 11. And there won't be, well, I wouldn't have been here at 11. Walt won't be here for another couple hours. Oh, I felt so bad. I felt so bad because I really try to be more on top of it. And also, I don't like to give the impression to them that I'm not on top of things and not able to take care of my father. Sorry, I'm grabbing some papers over here so I don't lose them. Anyway, yeah, that was my humiliating story from this morning. Me fucking up when it comes to keeping track of all my appointments. So today is dialysis day. Tomorrow is VA appointment, in-home visit. Wednesday is dialysis. Thursday is me to the cardiologist. Friday is work, and then home and Walt to dialysis. I believe I bought enough groceries today that I won't have to go back this week. If I do, it won't be till the weekend. It shouldn't be this weekend. I might be good till next Monday, which would be really nice. It's very rarely that I can go a whole week without going to the grocery store. But I bought enough meat. I even bought a big old pork butt to throw on the smoker at some point. And, yeah, that kind of hurt. I mean, groceries just kill you, man. And I don't think I went crazy overboard. I bought a few things I might not normally have because I was writing a check. But not really. I mean, I could have gone crazy. Peanut butter was on sale, buy one, get one free. So the smaller jar at a buy one, get one free was cheaper than the bigger jar I normally get. So I saved money on the peanut butter. I bought some Lenny and Larry's. That's a I don't want to say a splurge. I guess it is a little bit of a splurge, but it's what I'm going to have for breakfast at work for the next few days. Anyway, I'm glad it's Monday. I just wish it wasn't raining. It's not currently raining, but it's been raining off and on. It was raining overnight. My yard looks fucking terrible. I don't know why I just don't have the oomph to cut it lately. Now it's so ridiculously long. I'm thinking about offering my neighbor $100 to cut my grass. That's lazy. My therapist is, she's a little hung up on my finances. And she says things like, she said today when I said something about needing to cut my grass, she said, you have enough money to pay someone to do it. And I didn't say, well, yeah, I mean, I guess I do have the money. Actually, it's my father's house, it's his grass, I would let the VA money pay for him to have his grass cut. The VA doesn't pay me to cut his grass, but anyway. I just told her honestly, and this is how I feel, and maybe I shouldn't, but I have all the equipment. I have a good mower, I have a blower, I have a edger / weed eater, I have everything. I'm just lazy. That's the only thing I can say is I'm lazy and I don't want to do it. Maybe I should skip an exercise session and shorten one and just do my damn yard. I don't look at cutting my grass and doing my yard as exercise. I mean, it's a riding mower, and that's a little bit of work, but obviously not as much as if I was pushing a mower. My yard is way too big to be pushed in a mower, especially with my feet. But the edging of the driveway and walkway and trimming all around the trees and bushes, and have to use a weed eater on the ditch, and then blowing everything off real good. That's a lot of walking on my feet. So it's not a workout per se, but it's not necessarily easy on my body either. And I'm old and I'm tired and I don't feel well. And I hurt a lot. And I guess I would just rather hurt from exercise than hurt from yard work. So stupid. I'm so dumb. Also, I've been up for 4 hours plus now, and I haven't eaten anything. I'm hungry as hell. Oh, I lied. I had a piece about that big of cantaloupe, which didn't do anything for me, except make my blood sugar go up. Anyway, and now I think I'm just talking because I don't want to get out of the truck and take the groceries in the house. But I need to. I need to clean the house a little bit since there's a visitor coming tomorrow. So if you walked into somebody's house that you've never been in before, and it was freshly vacuumed and smelled nice, wasn't extraordinarily dusty, it might be a little dusty, would you assume that it was always that way or that it was made that way just for your visit? And does it matter? I could just pay somebody to come clean it. No! I can clean my house. I just don't always choose to. Anyway. Well, my Coke's almost gone. And my groceries ain't getting themselves put away. And my laundry's not getting itself hung up. And my menu for the week's not getting itself made. Sure hope I got everything I need for the week. Because that would be really nice if I didn't have to go back to the grocery store. And I know warmer weather is here. It was in the mid-80s yesterday, which was a little surprising. Or maybe that was Saturday. But I'm going to make some chicken chili this week. I could do beef chili, but there's so many other things I can do with beef. And I try to alternate between beef and chicken just so my father's not eating beef every day. We grilled burgers yesterday. Sarah grilled burgers for us, I should say, yesterday. Outstanding. Just love a good grilled burger. I ruined it with the bread I used, but so be it. I got to be selective about my bread. It was probably a little past its prime, so to speak. It was a little crusty, without meaning to be. And I put Velveeta cheese on it. And that was good. Velveeta's the shit when it comes to being on a burger. I'll eat it just by itself because it's good, but really, by itself or on a burger is the way to do it. Anyway, so beef was last night. Tonight's leftovers. I don't know what kind of leftovers. Anyway, now I'm just rambling. See ya.